Hey folks, it's Tuesday, the 29th of February. Once again, another month has just flown by. Let me move this lamp so it doesn't look like I'm wearing a hat. That's why I move it. Yeah, that'll work. Oh. I move the lamp all the time here in the room for different reasons while I'm looking for records and doing things, and it's my light, so it moves all the time. Okay, so Public Eyesore Records is on my mind to talk about. I'll talk a little bit about the records today, but I might have to talk about the Public Eyesore releases in a few videos because Brian Day, who runs the label, sent me some really amazing works and some pretty heavy stuff that it's not casual listening, and it's like some of it I need to explore it, and learn from it. But I had something really nice happen this morning. Nice things tend to happen. On Facebook, I get all kinds of messages. Some of them are annoying. Sometimes they're really complimentary, and sometimes you get messages that are just to die for. And today I got one. It's not the first time that I've heard from this person, but Charles Hayward of This Heat, the drummer from the band This Heat, Charles Hayward, Englishman, got in touch with me this morning, and very nice interaction based on him watching the review of Scott Walker Bish Bosh. Now, the first thing I want to say is it means a lot to me to know that people whose music I listen to actually watch my videos. This isn't the first time I've heard from folks whose records I own, they watch me. A long time ago, I heard from Dave, the original bass player from Catherine Wheel. He's been in touch a few times. The band Sad Lovers and Giants got in touch. Recently, Carlos Alomar from David Bowie's band left me a message, and it's him because of what he wrote in the links that he left me. Those things mean a lot to me. Amos from the band Ohm contacted me a couple times, saying how he had learned some stuff about some bands through watching my videos, and that he had actually passed the information on to other friends of his. These little occasions, getting a note from Charles Hayward of This Heat, these are the rewards of doing this. The making of the music, the sharing of it with you, getting the positive feedback from people who love the music, but also connecting with people who have influenced me and inspired me. That is worth much more than getting paid. The getting paid is a necessity. It is hardly the reward for what I do. I need the money. But what I want is what I'm receiving, which is regard, attention, respect. That's what I do this for, and self-fulfillment, Think about it. If most of what people did was based on fulfillment as opposed to making money, I would imagine the current landscape that we live in would be slightly different. Something nice to dream about. So I'm going to touch on the Public Eyesore to start with, because Brian Day, I think, is the originator of the Public Eyesore label. I think Brian is originally from Iowa, but he's lived all over, and he travels the world all the time. Brian Day, to me, is a very interesting man because he is so dedicated to what he loves, which is instrument making and improvisational music and outsider music, that he literally works and devotes all of his time and money to this. I can't imagine that Brian actually makes a living off of his label. If he does, I don't know how he does it. Because, for example, The Public Eyesore label, which is again dedicated to outsider and avant-garde art, Brian put out a 7-inch by me and Dino Felipe, D&D, Public Eyesore, 2007. We didn't make any money. I still have a pile of these, not a big pile, but I'm not giving them away. They're for sale. But he didn't make any money on me. I can't imagine him making much money on these because it's it seems like it would be such a small, limited audience that would be into this. But I don't know. The main thing I want to say is I admire Public Eyesore Records and Brian Day for being dedicated to real artists. One of the CDs that I will talk about is this one by Yasuo Akiyama and Anla Cortis. Now I had to kind of look them up because there's so much music I forget. Just a minute. Okay. So, this is a guitar duo album by a guitarist from Japan and then one from Argentina. And this is not like a Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jeff Beck sort of collaboration. As a matter of fact, I put it in, and I'm going to see if it'll play. Both of these people have extensive backgrounds in music, performance, academia worldwide. And the music, I watched several. Okay, and I was having problems with these discs on my computer. I was listening to, or rather looking up video of Akiyama last night so I could not speak too stupidly. And the man is a virtuoso. He is dedicated apparently to exploring the sound of the guitar. As is Anla Cortis from Argentina. So, I suppose if there's a touch point, you can go back to stuff like Dereck Bailey and Hans Reichel. But this is the Anla Cortis, Yasuo Akiyama, Naranja songs. And I haven't played it all the way through, but this is serious. It's very real. One of the things that, it's just, people that do this music and do work like this, I admire them because when I encounter them and see what they're doing, it's like, the only way I can describe it is that they don't seem to care about opinions and about the world at large, which for the most part is clueless as to what they're doing. These people seem to be very free inside to just express and capture what it is that they're about. I admire it and I learn from it. So like, for example, what we're listening to, I would imagine there's probably a lot of folks who would not have even have made it this far with this music playing. But for those that would, it's like, I'm not sure where this is going or if it's going anywhere, but it's captivating. All that silence is something that a lot of people seem to be uncomfortable with. And I think it's cool when an artist can get you to listen to silence. There's another release here amongst these Public Eyesore releases that does that. And it's called Can You Listen to the Silence Between the Notes? This is by Federico Barbino, an Italian improviser. And this is on Brian's other label. He has two labels, Public Eyesore and then like You can't quite see the logo there. But this is really, really deep. Again, it's guitar work, moves slowly. It's not blues based, and then it gets to a point where it goes silent, and then you're waiting for the next song, and it just stays silent for minutes until you notice that there has been this slow, this sine wave that's been very slowly gathering volume. And so indeed you have been listening to the silence. So this is wonderful, wonderful deep work on this label. The type of work that Roger Coleman is doing with his piano work and the drummer would fit well on Public Eyesore, a VC member that we know that makes music. Roger, your music would fit on Public Eyesore nicely. Of course, you're releasing it yourself, which is pretty cool. I looked up the background on all the artists of what he gave me, and everyone is a bona fide artist with a reputation, a background, a CV, doing all kinds of things, doing residencies, and it's a whole other way of working, which is kind of new to me, because I've approached being a music maker from the rock point of view, get in a band, you know, not from the point of view of becoming an artist and getting residencies and establishing working processes and stuff. I just do it. But this is a learning experience. Actually, I'm referring it back to me because I am learning, and this is kind of helping me figure out how to keep going. Somehow these artists are doing very outside demanding work, and they're making a living somehow, maybe even flourishing. There's something for me to learn from this. Avatar Woman, I'm showing this because this is Azure Carter and Alan Sondheim. I looked them up, and they're both well-regarded teachers, lecturers, musicians, artists. I needed to look this one up because this is hard for me. This at first was hard for me to listen to. Avatar Woman, I'll put it on. You know, one of my bottom lines is I want to like, the music needs to sound good, whatever it's doing. I like for it to sound good, but good to me is pretty wide open. But when the woman started to sing here, it took me back for a second, and so it's like I said, okay, I need to put aside my preconceptions and just try to let this happen. Her partner, Ellen Sondheim, is playing all these odd ancient instruments. Dan Moa, Siraz, Sarangi, Ura, the Kumbas, as well as Pipa, Saz, Oud.
All my writing is an invitation for you to come closer. I do not know who you are, nor will I know.
So this is cool. So this third time that I'm starting this music,
When you come closer,
okay, it makes more sense already because
when you come
they're not making any concessions to the listener to invite you. They're doing what they're doing, and here they are. So it's left to the listener, what are you going to do with the music, or what they're doing? Be a part of it or leave it. I'm going to talk about some more Public Eyesore releases over a period of videos because I would like to help bring this label to more people's attention. I think some of you would actually appreciate what this label is putting out when it comes to the avant-garde, improvisation, and outsider music. And I would encourage you to, check out some of their stuff. You know, support them, buy some of the records. They mostly put out CDs. They have some vinyl, not too much. Okay, it's 15 minutes already. I'm gonna go. Okay, bless.